Good morning, folks. It's Lindsay Host with SPS back in the building. Another SPS Monday Motivation. Check me out in my D Rice Elite Basketball swag. Yes, sir. I got it in this morning, D Rice. 6 in the morning runs. Boy, 47 years old, getting up and down that court. It ain't what it used to be. Hey, but it was all right. We got some good runs today. Appreciative of that. Stay healthy and all that. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. Good to see the sun shining. Send a lot of prayers out to people who just have some challenges, and I just want to pray for friends and associates and all the things they go through, and be grateful for your problems because people deal with a whole lot more. So, what is today's topic for our SPS Monday motivation? It is simply growth and goals. Growth and goals. I think that's important to talk about these things, the growth and goals who we have here this morning. Oh, well, look at what I got here. A very special guest. Good morning, son. It's from Patricia England. You looking good? Well, I'm feeling good, mother. Thank you. Got out and got on the hoop court this morning. Got a good workout in, ate a good breakfast, and keeping everything in order. Go spend some time down our way over at checking out Coach Ray Reeves and the Ravens over at Old Redford Academy. They just won their charter school championship last week, and I go spend some time with him. But thank you, Mother. Good to see you. You're doing so well. Happy 75th as well. So, talking about goals, growth, and goals, I think it's important because we're such a goal-oriented society, and many of us personally, we are about our goals. The psychology of goals is positive and negative experience are the basis of our growth emotionally. I should say the psychology of growth. Positive and negative experiences. Such experiences are very personal and subjective. No two people are the same. So you got to look at, as you work toward your goals, which are very important, got to include that growth aspect. You have to recognize the growth. What I'm really trying to do, folks, it gives you all a cheat sheet for those of you out there pushing forward, trying to accomplish something. And guess what? Life happens. You get these setbacks. You get these things that throw you off a little bit or make you move that calendar day out further, whether it's a day, a week, a month, a year, or whatever amount of time it may be. Also, too, in the context of childhood development, growth is defined as an irreversible, constant increase in size. So when we talk about growth, think about from a childhood development standpoint, are you increasing in size? Are you getting more? Are you doing more? Here's a great graphic that helps define growth. I think it's great to look at it. We have to remind ourselves. Look at that. You see it where it starts and where the arrow is. So many times, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're focused on the goal. We're focused on that very last one and that achievable thing. But the reality is that it doesn't always happen like that. It doesn't always happen in the time frame that we want and how we want. And I thought this was a good quote. Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening. Let's go back to the growth here. Start from where the far on my far left where the index begins and as it goes. Sometimes we can be in this meteoric rise, and we can have all this constant growth, but because it's not happening in the time frame we want, because that end goal isn't here, we don't recognize it. And I'm just here to give you some positive inspiration that just as you look for the goal, you got to look at the growth. You got to look at the time in between. I'm looking forward to getting my PhD, and I wish it was here like yesterday. But it takes some time. But ironically, when I parked my truck yesterday and looked out as I was heading over to the basketball game, I looked at Jennison Fieldhouse. If anyone's familiar with Michigan State's campus, that's right adjacent to the Breslin Center, but it's also right across, no, not too far from Spartan Stadium. I'm looking, I said, look at this. I've been spending time with SPS, with basketball, with football. But shout out to Dr. B, Dr. Beverly, just being over and being a guest lecturer in her class just a while ago. And it gave me perspective and it helped kind of inspire what I want to share with you guys today about that. Stick to the plan. You knew it wouldn't be easy. What a great reminder. We don't live a life wanting things to be hard because so many technological advances have helped us make things more simplified. Everything from your remote control to your cell phone. But these great goals that you have, this ambition that you started with, and it's tough because you get beat up. Talk about getting beat up. Talk about me being somebody who's been an avid lover of basketball and taking time off and recovering from injuries and trying to get out there on the court and just getting up and down the court. Boy, you get beat up going back and forth physically, but the goal is to stay in shape, to stay healthy, to be able to enjoy myself. I just want you guys to know whatever you may be going through, whatever you're working on, focus on the growth. The goal, we know, we want to cross that finish line. And as soon as you cross that finish line, you want something else. But as you work towards it, Think about the growth. Think about when you were just literally a little seedling and whatever it is you're doing. There's a great quote that talks about whatever you are living right now, you wanted it bad a year ago. And here you are in this space. Now, am I saying being complacent? Am I saying just be thankful for that and stop? No, I'm saying keep working, but you need that motivation along the way. It's like that person who's running the marathon. There's that person right along the way with you that gives you that cup of water. Yeah, you're not done. You still got a lot to go. It's going to be an uphill battle, but focus on the growth. Do not take that for granted. I'm trying to give you something to help you, something that can really help you say, you know what, it's not where I want to be. It's a hard way to go. I knew it was going to be hard, but boy, it's a lot to deal with. But look at my growth. Look at how I am growing and going forward. Now, that may not satisfy everybody. I may not pay the bills that you need to get paid, but it should be inspiration to keep you motivated, to keep you in the race. What's that self motivation you have to keep you going? Well, I tell you what, when I start focusing on my growth, it helps me put things in perspective in a major way, which is why I'm so eager to come and share this kind of message with you guys. Hey, there's a lot of things out there I know you guys want to do, and sometimes when life knocks you around or something throws you off or it doesn't happen the way you want, it can make us want to just shut it down, because you're like, oh man, I'm starting at ground zero again. Heard a great conversation with a gentleman, I forget his name. He has this jet business. He sells private jets, and he was talking about one of his biggest deals he was putting together. It's this multi-million-dollar deal. He was going to sell his private jet, and boom, he'd be straight. And right when it was time for the deal to close, it fell apart. Yeah, I know we know about that. The deal fell apart, and he said he had already had in his mind what he was going to buy his girlfriend, some deposits he was going to make. You know what I'm talking about, folks. When that money is already spent, and you get this emotional high because you feel it's there. So what hits you just as hard as the emotional low, the feeling you won't be able to do that. And one thing he said about all that really was insightful for me, he said, I got to start from ground zero. Got to start all over again. And we may not want to hear that. Me and Boyd don't want to do it, but that's part of it. The journey provides perspective. I know, Ezra Bill, how you doing, brother? I appreciate you. And guess what, man? Nobody want to hear about no perspective when they're going through it. Your wisdom allows you to make that comment, E, because I know you very well, and I know when you're going through something, you don't want to hear it, right? You're a wise brother. You're a good brother. You look at it, but human nature is we don't want to hear perspective when we're going through it, but we know enough that if we get through it, that perspective can help us. And not only does it help us go forward, but guess what it does? It gives us wisdom to share with somebody else. Ezra, I was so impressed with you when you came over to Lansing Community College a few weeks ago. And you talked to those young people, and all their eyes were fixed in on you, and they were focused, and you were able to not just to tell them what knowledge you have, but you were able to give them some of your experiences. And at the time, those experiences that were so powerful, you didn't want to deal with at the time. We know on a personal level, but look how powerful those experiences have been. I got mom's chiming in again. She said, "Never shut down your dreams." Right? You can't, but it'd be so many reasons to pack it in, because we get this disillusion out here because we see, what so and so is doing on the ground. Hey, I get it. Social media be popping off, but it can be very misleading and misguiding, thinking that just because someone has posted a picture or an image, you put all this, but you don't know what they're going through to get there. That dream is everything you got sometimes. Sometimes that dream is the only thing that's going to get you over that troubled water. The Bible says that, when you show faith and don't look down, you can walk across water, and I know I'm paraphrasing that, but the whole point is that you got to keep having that dream, mother. And I appreciate you mentioning that, because I can feel my spirit getting low when I started to rationalize why I shouldn't do something. But everything you've accomplished up until this day that you're doing right now, today, 2024, February 26, 2024, at one point you wanted it. You wanted it bad in some way or form. My brother say that's it. I appreciate it. That's it. Got Chad in the building saying what's up to the fam. Great word, Lindsay. I appreciate that. What's good, SBS family? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, family man, doing it. I just want to put a positive word out there to say, hey, man, you got to look at the growth. The goals are important. Let's put them up on the wall. Let's put it in the calendar and say, hey, by this date. But if you don't recognize the growth in between, even from a business standpoint, from quarter to quarter, let's go back and look at these visuals. You got to recognize the growth. Okay, we're doing good. This is great. And that's important. I have some great people stop and share some very kind words with me yesterday when I was at the basketball game. People who were familiar with the work. And not that I was looking for this, but when I got that feedback, it was very helpful for me, because sometimes when you get this tunnel vision, you can miss out. And sometimes we need added motivators along the way. And your kind words to others can be so impactful. I know these individuals had no intention of saying, I'm going to the game to find Lindsay to tell him this or tell him that. But upon our path crossing, they were able to share something with me that I could be moved by. I don't want to keep you guys too much today. I just want to remind you that look at the growth. Look at everywhere that you're working on something, every goal that you have. Find some growth that you've had. And why am I telling you to find it? Because you need this motivation to help you go, help keep you going. It's like making that self-confidence deposit into your, mental ATM that you can go back and pull that out and say, man, I'm doing good. I'm moving towards it. And eventually you will get what? You will get to the goal. As soon as you get to that goal, guess what? If you're as ambitious as I know you are, you go check the box and say, let's start all over again. Let's start from ground zero. Keep moving forward. So I want to encourage you guys today to have a great day, have a great Monday, have a great week. Stay positive, stay focused. And with that being said, SPS loves you, and I appreciate all the support you guys give me. With that, we'll see you guys soon. Peace.